Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, weatherweb.net. It's Saturday the 21st of June, the longest day of the year. Thanks again for watching, and you've caught me out here in the west of Wales. Glorious sunshine, it's so warm, it's a classic June day. It's a hard life, isn't it? Interesting times as far as the forecast goes. I'll have more about that in just a second. Goodness me, we've got pressure charts, we've got upper air charts, and we've even got sea surface temperatures and long-range forecasts for you today. So I'll shut up now, and you can see what you think of what follows. This was the scene this morning then out here in Ceredigion, and we started off with clear blue skies, but you can see there that the cumulus got going, it formed into stratocumulus, and has clouded up a little bit inland, and I know that's been a feature for many of you during the course of this morning, but still lots and lots of sunshine around. You see there a beautiful view of the Dovey estuary. So we are looking then at some rainfall at the end of this week. This is the total rainfall from now through to the end of next Saturday. And you can see there that across central parts of England, running up through northern England, through Scotland, through Ireland as well, a fair bit of rainfall on there. Now, most of that is actually coming in the form of showers, and looks as if it's going to be with us probably Friday. Before that, yes, one or two showers around, and there will be some drizzle, some outbreaks of rain across northern and western parts of Scotland and also northern and western Ireland, but generally many areas dry. It really is Friday when these showers look like they are really going to get going. So let's just take a quick look through the pressure charts this week. High pressure dominating through today, cold front coming into northern Scotland, one or two outbreaks of rain here. High pressure lasting into Sunday as well. There it is to the west of Ireland. These fronts bringing some rain to northern and western Scotland, but elsewhere generally dry, except for just an odd shower, particularly across eastern parts of the Pennines down through central southern England, perhaps central Wales. Monday again, high pressure in control, but we're starting to see the flow turn more into the northwest, so one or two showers across northern parts of Scotland, but most places are dry. Can't rule out the risk of a heavy shower across northern, central and southern England, as well as central parts of Wales, but the emphasis remains on dry weather. Tuesday again sees the risk of some cloud and some outbreaks of rain affecting Western Ireland and Western Scotland, but for many it's dry, although some low cloud may just drift down these eastern coasts, bringing an odd shower courtesy of this cold front. Wednesday, high pressure is in again, maybe some low cloud down these eastern coasts. It'll burn back eastwards, best of the sunshine out towards the west, staying warm again and largely dry, just an odd shower here and there. And then Thursday, hints of this change coming in. These are the fronts that are going to try and move in from the west, bringing the risk of some showers through Friday. They'll have some rain and some showers across western Scotland and Ireland during the course of Thursday, but I think really it's Friday when this slips its way eastwards and generates that chance of more widespread heavy showers, particularly for Scotland, for northern England, for the Midlands, for Wales and central southern England, but overall Thursday looking dry. Now, it's what happens beyond that, as you know, that's been interesting me for quite a while now, because it's been quite tricky to get a handle on what was going to happen. Now, we've always gone with this story that it would go unsettled next weekend into the early part of the new week, and then we'd probably stay fairly unsettled to about the 29th, 30th of June, by which time we might get better conditions for early July, but then from about the 8th or 9th onwards, we thought July was looking quite unsettled. So that's kind of the theme of the story, and we look for evidence of that, of course, every day and change the stories we need to. This is the mean of the 500 millibar flow from the ECMWF on the left. We've got the GFS on the right here, and this is from next Saturday through to Tuesday. So this is the mean of the 500 millibar flow. Where we've got red colours, it shows where heights are higher than normal. Blue colours show lower than normal heights. Now, both are remarkably similar. They are both bringing a trough through the British Isles. The GFS making more of this feature out towards the west. The ECMWF sees less of it and wants to build the ridge in the Atlantic, but the idea of the trough being across Scandinavia and across western parts of Russia is one that's been building, and indeed that was where the MGO was pointing to try and get that trough in place. Now, this points to the idea that next weekend does go as more mixed, and we go into this more mixed spell during the week after. But what's really interesting to notice when we think about this colder air coming in with that trough as the winds turn more into the northwest is sea temperatures. So this is the sea temperature anomaly from the 16th of June. And you can see here, look, the warm temperatures that we've got across much of the East Atlantic, down through the UK, across Ireland, into the Mediterranean and west of Iberia. In fact, if I zoom in on there for you, and we'll just take a closer look. There we go. You can see just how warm the sea temperatures are around the UK. Now, this produces this. It means that there's a huge amount of energy stored in the water now in this section of northern Europe. So, of course, if you do get north and northwesterly winds coming in, the lapse rate between the surface and upper levels is very steep, and that means that you can get some very unstable conditions with some big showers, big thunderstorms, and the potential for some pretty major areas of low pressure to be able to form because of the generation of those storms and thunderstorms. Cooler conditions out in the Atlantic, you can see there through the middle part of the Atlantic, but this is starting to become very interesting with that amount of energy available in the lower parts of the troposphere. Now compare back to this time last year, and you can see that yes, waters around the north of the UK were warmer, but you can see down to the south, look, we had colder than normal waters, and that was true as well for the whole of the western parts of Iberia. So we've seen this complete flip take place. Also across the Atlantic, we'd still got this sort of cold area of water in here, but generally the Atlantic looking similar this year to the way that it looked last. And incidentally, in 2007, although it's a different setup and we'd already seen a wet June, this is what it looked like in 2007. Of course, that was the year of the torrential downpours. Do you remember those severe storms of 2007? And look, you can see again the depth of warm water that there is around the shores of the UK, Western Europe, and into the Mediterranean. So it shows what can happen when you've got that much energy available low down in the atmosphere. So it's certainly something that needs watching, and it's going to be something I think that's going to be picked up more and more by the models, particularly the longer range models. This is the CFS for week 1. And you can see it keeps the high pressure look over us towards the west during the coming week. But you see here, look, already the troughs, well, they're still there. They're already there across Scandinavia and across the west of Iberia. But if we just go down into week 2, 27th to the 3rd of July, look. Now, it's now that I would have been expecting us to see some sort of pickup taking place, but what's interesting is the CFS is now consistently going for this idea of keeping a double-featured trough through the UK, trying to keep unsettled conditions in the UK through the very end of June and the early part of July. And in fact, it still sees those conditions look into week 4, keeping the trough here. Bit of a ridge build down towards the south, jet squeeze through here. So what it's trying to hint there is during the early part of that week, so we're looking up to the 4th or the 5th, we stay with those unsettled conditions across much of the country, but gradually they retreat towards the north and the west. And then during week 4, it tries to get the trough back out towards the east, build a ridge across Scandinavia. But of course, what's happening here is that if we're getting this feed of cooler air coming around the back of that trough all the time, into the North Sea here, that's destabilising things. So we do need a big feed of warm air to try and build this ridge towards the east. So, am I going to require a change of forecast for the early part of July? It's something I'm considering just at the moment. I've been advising private clients about this one as well recently. So, yeah, we'll need to see how this develops over the coming days. Incidentally, I've mentioned private clients. You can be a private client as well. If you go to the top of the page here, use the contact form and get in touch. I can explain the way that works. But we do private client forecasts, everything from individual farmers right the way through to multinational companies. So if you want to get in touch and we can give you more information. But I'll leave you with that for now. Don't forget weatherweb.net, kept free of charge by you. Keep on coming back and using the site, using the videos, using the charts. It means we get the adverts in front of you. That's what generates the revenue that keeps us free of charge. So thank you for doing that. So for now, from a beautiful west of Wales, I'll say bye for now and keep the sun shining. Thanks for watching.